No freeway, no car park, no crazy people walking past our house at 3 o'clock screaming, 3 a.m. Just woods. Hello and welcome to No Clip Headquarters. Let's crank up that ISO a bit. Or at least how it's looking right now, because today's my first kind of full day back in the office after moving boxes and bringing stuff in and trying to figure out where stuff went. And I'm still not there, but it's at least it's in some degree of looking finished. Most of the furniture down here is from the old house. You might remember that gentleman and also that gentleman. The chair, we got really fucked up in the transit. The desk, the couch is the same. It's all IKEA's best. Got a new TV though, because the old TV went up to the living room upstairs. So I have this big old 65-inch 4K HDR beast. It's not OLED though. I didn't feel like I wanted to. I felt like maybe $3,000 is a bit much for a fucking television. So everyone was like, "Get OLED, go to OLED," and I was like, we got a bunch of stuff to spend money on this month anyway. We're going on a trip in a week's time. Something about that soon. Cabling. Lots of cabling getting done. Lots of like looking at light setups. Trying to figure out like sight lines and stuff. The TV didn't fit in that, so that's why that is now turned into like bookshelf land. Actually, all right. Let me just start over here, so it's a little bit organized. So this is my edit suite. I have it set up so I can stream. Oh, I'm streaming CNN there. Don't look at that. I have it set up so I can stream with cameras sitting in the middle. I've been doing some PUBG streams. I got 300 up, 300 down here for cheaper than it costed in Oakland, which is amazing. I have a simple audio setup here with the Focusrite and the little SMB. What's it called again? What's the number on it? M7B. Sorry. Handy microphone. Little compressor mic. I've got speakers set up now that I can actually play loud music because I'm not disturbing the rest of everyone in our tiny little studio place in Oakland. I've got some extra screens here because I'm going to put up a streaming desk here, which I'll be able to monitor from there and also from here. And I've got parts of a machine coming together so I can build a separate streaming PC so I can actually stream properly down here for good. There's a lot of space around here as well. Space out there, space over here. A lot of that's because I'm going to be setting up lights and stuff in these areas, so I haven't gotten around to it quite yet. I got all these pixel pals. Look at all these fucking things. This got sent to me by all these guys, and the Gears of War Lancer got sent over by the company who made the Fallout controller. This guy that I was tweeting about having messed up my skin. I don't think it was the Fallout controller in the end. I think it's maybe the car steering wheel or something. My skin is still not great. I have like an allergic reaction to some plastic or something. But I sent them the controller, and then they were like, "Oh, you have a studio. Let's send some stuff for your studio." So I was like, "Yes, please." So most of this stuff's been in boxes in Oakland until I got out here. This is the indie box stuff. The indie box is wrapped up actually now, so these are some of the last indie boxes they ever did. Here's a lampshade that we bought for upstairs that they sent 2 of them, so I've now got like this faux luchador thing down here, which is fun. This is the back shelf, which is in shot for the camera. It's got the Amiga stuff. I got my GameSpot name tag, which means a lot to me. It's got a scratch on it. I have all my lanyards from the various shows there. Rocket League ball, my Tim Willett's present of a sealed copy of Quake 3 Arena, which is like fucking ridiculous. Apparently he had a little cupboard full of them and he gave me one when we interviewed him. We better put that interview up. Lots of art books for games that we've covered, games I'd love to cover, games we may cover in the future. Hello, Mr. Sapkowski. Represent, Goopsy Riot, thanks so much for the Quantum. I got it here. I'm going to put a little light under it like we had in the GameSpot office. All my little Fallout bits and bobs. Big fan of Fallout. Here is the No Man's Sky thing, which I ordered on a company credit card and then it arrived at my house. Sorry, GameSpot. Like after I left because they fucked up the making of it at IM8-bit and then it arrived at my place like 7 months later. Famicom that I got in Japan, Pip-Boy, this War of Mine board game that got sent to the office too, I think. And then for the TV, got Switch, Xbox One, and I did get the new PlayStation. I'll talk about why later, but I had to get with the Pro to capture some stuff. So I've gotten that. I probably won't be getting the X or anything. And then games, and then the Super Nintendo, which I did play a bunch of, the SNES Classic when we were in my wife's parents in Arlington. A lot of cable management stuff then from here on. So here's video, so mostly HDMI cables. This is audio, so anything from mixers to ports and stuff are in the back. I'll show you that, but mixers to XLR cables and stuff like that. So they're the most important ones, so they're in red. And then I've got basically networking and a couple of controllers. This is all power adapters, and I don't know what's in here. Oh, it's like PSPs and Vitas and stuff. Games, graphic novels is all background stuff. That's my vinyl collection, although the record player's upstairs, so I'm not sure what to do about that. These two lines of Xbox 360 and Xbox games, and these PlayStation ones, and these PC ones are all Justin Calvert's from GameSpot. He moved house and then gave me a massive 2 big bags full of games, so I thought they'd look good in the background, so that's why they're here. And then I got all my classic ones. Lots of them were sent over by you folks, so they're all prominently displayed, anything that's been sent. This is a book that I'm trying to make myself. Mr. Jeremy Jane told me about this one, and it's and then here's another one that's close to my heart. Fucking amen. And then there's a PS2 down there, which I'm going to bring over there and have connected up. I have a bunch of retro consoles over there that we're going to have connected up to the streaming streaming PC. The Amiga's here, of course. All the Zelda amiibos. Of course, the Revenant from our Doom shoot. And then here's my GameSpot stuff. I'm going to try and figure out where to put this stuff. There's the original The Lineup VHS from that awesome trailer. And then a bunch of I might just digitize these and put them on YouTube or something, because a lot of this stuff hasn't been digitized yet. The Let's GameSpot episodes up here in that jewel case, and then some of these are I think Jeff digitized a bunch of those. I've got Red sticking up here. She's doing great. There's a wood burning stove here I'm probably not going to use very often. I was in BJ's and they were selling Guitar Hero for like $20 for 2 guitars, so I was like, yeah, I'll get that. And then, oh, Mischief's here. Hey, buddy. In here is a tiny storage room, which he is going to go into now, which I'm going to use as a VO booth and get this baffling on the floor in there. And then in here is my storage area / gym. So I now have a little punch bag here, or kick bag, which is pretty good, which I like quite a lot. I've got a speed bag over here I'm going to stick on the wall over there as well. So I come in here every day for just do a couple of rounds, do like 8 rounds on this thing, 2-minute rounds, try and lose some weight, try and get fit. Here's a bunch of equipment that we either are using or is storage. So everything from driving wheel, which I'd love to set up somewhere if I could. Here's the OnLive that Ben Howard gave me when he moved to America, and then I accidentally brought it with me to America, and now I have it here again. There's a box to OnLive. Other equipment, because we've got the Steam stuff upstairs, because so my wife can play Far Cry and stuff upstairs. I bought these on sale. Do not buy these. Wait for a sale to come. Every 6 months these things are sold for nothing, for $10 or something. So Steam link and then the Steam controller. Just boxes for stuff. Stuff breaks, so we send it back. I got these speakers recently, they broke, so I need to send those back. Yeah, even MacBook stuff, I keep everything we have just in case anything breaks, so we can send it back. Here's the TV, if anyone's looking for it's an LG, it's the LG 65-inch. It's the Super UHD one or whatever. Is UHD fake milk? I forget which one that is. Monitors, cables, all that stuff. Got some milk crates full of... Hey, Mischief, are you getting involved? Milk crates full of just fucking anything assembly for or lighting and clamps and sandbags and stuff. I'm still moving over a lot of the stuff from outside there in here. HDMI cables. I've got our little... In GameSpot we used to have these drums for like attachments and stuff, but they were big, right? But I don't need big ones, but I do need little drums. So I got these little dudes, and they're just like full of little guys, little port plugs. My vocabulary's gone. I haven't talked in front of a camera in a while. Also, this thing will not fucking autofocus. This is the worst thing about this A7S II is the autofocus on it is garbage. Unless that has a face, it's kind of okay then. Lacy drives. This is some of our backups. Whenever we go abroad, we bring at least 2 or 3 of these, and I take one, Jeremy takes one, and then I put one in storage. Or sometimes we mail one back. When we went to Tennessee, we mailed this guy back. This is Rosebud. All these hard drives are named after cheats, as the no-clip way. Batteries, battery chargers, paperwork stuff there. It's all just kind of getting folded in. There's a drill, because I've been doing a lot of drilling, as you can see. Here's our light stands, tripods. A lot of this stuff was kind of just bundled away in Oakland, so at least I got more access to it here. A lot of hardware stuff, retro hardware I don't necessarily need to have a lot of access to is in these drums here. Lighting panels. This one's a broken lighting panel, but it should still work for the studio. I don't like throwing things away and we spend money on it, so the daylight on that one's broken, but the warmer one is on it, so the tungsten, so we're going to use that still somewhere. This is Mischief being ridiculous. I'm always scared of him excuse me, going under this bag just in case, because I did drill this in here, but yeah, I don't know. This thing can take... It's a big beam, so I think we're okay. Yeah, and then just lots of other bits and bobs that haven't fallen away properly, safes, things like that, and of course at the end, the Wii U, just sitting there, just the Wii U doing its thing. Alright, Mister, you want to go back out? Come on, come on, come on. I'm gonna show the people the other room. Jeez, I just walked into the store. And then lots of like. Oh, I got a bathroom here as well. Shower doesn't really work properly, but no, you cannot go in there. More and more cardboard. And then more of these over here. We got this like entrance area, because this is all downstairs in the basement. So the guy who lived in this house before, I guess, had a big hard on for CDs. So we had all these shelves put in. And so instead of CDs, I put in all of our guys. Spelunky, we use those in the shoot. A lot of these are just ones I had for years. I don't know what to put here, like fucking an amazing piece of art or something. The Final Fantasy. I've actually got the Orahax big Final Fantasy poster. I have it framed. I'm gonna put it up somewhere on the walls here as well. Disney Infinity RIP. Yeah, I also got this when I was in the Universal Studios. It is probably the best Simpsons Funko or Simpsons little blind box thing you could ever get. Mr. Spockler. Big fan, big fan. Apologies to all our Japanese watchers for that terrible impression. Mischief, you were too ridiculous. You like this house? You prefer this house? You like seeing chipmunks and squirrels and stuff outside? Nutball. Yeah, and that's basically it. Friendos, that's kind of the... Well, that's the first part of the tour. There's more to see here in this area, but I wanted to show sort of what's been done first of all before I show off what's still a work in progress. Yeah, it's crazy. It's really weird being here. It's really weird waking up in a bedroom that's like, I go to sleep there and then I, don't go back there until I go to sleep that night. I wake up and go to sleep and then I don't, it's not like our second living room or anything. And to have a living space that's not workspace is like amazing. And then just be able to like work here and have like trees and shit in the background. Like how beautiful. Like, I'm so lucky, look at that. It just feels right. And none of this would have been possible without your incredible support and without you funding NoClip, so I didn't have to do any other work in the Bay Area and making it possible for me to sever ties with that sort sort of economy and come out here. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. And I think, you know, the best way I can give it back to you is to, you know, use the opportunities we have here in Maryland to grow the business and to like do more cool shit. So that's why I set up the set. That's why we're going to be doing a lot more live streams. I'm going to be doing a lot more filming of stuff that's not no clip, that's like my op-ed shit. A lot more. So I'm excited to do all that sort of stuff. All right, I better get back to work. I recorded Q&A and record some other things. Today's my first sort of real day back in the office, like doing like a full 9 to 5. Although I was editing The Witcher stuff while I was in my wife's parents' house for basically 2 weeks. Thanks so much for watching all those videos, by the way. A bunch more stuff coming up. We'll be announcing where we are. We're flying away next week, but I can't talk about it until we almost arrive there. So if you're in Europe, keep your eyes peeled. We're going to be in a major European city for like 5 days, and we will do a meetup. And apart from that, the Player Unknown video, we've got some. I have an interesting collaboration going on with that one. That'll be up soon enough. And then our GTA Online one is what I'm going to be editing today. So loads of cool stuff coming. But for me and Mischief, have a great Monday. Have a great week, and we'll see you in the next video. Isn't that right, Mischief? How'd you like it here? It's so calm here, isn't it? Have a rest. Have a rest. No, he's up again.